opening remarks and then turn it over to my friend, Premier Scott Moe, and thank him for also hosting us on the Saskatchewan side of Lloydminster. I think when we do the Lloydminster Summit #2, we might try to find a location on the Alberta side just to even her up. But thank you for joining us here. The city is a reminder of our shared history and the bonds between our two provinces. 120 years ago on this same day, our provinces were created. We have strong separate identity, but a great deal of commonality. And in fact, we talked a lot about our commonality today. We identified, of course, 9 specific changes that Prime Minister Mark Carney needs to make in order to meet his stated goal of making Canada's economy the strongest in the G7. I have mentioned those several times, but I'll mention them again. Guaranteeing full access to oil and gas corridors, northeast and west, repealing Bill C-69, lifting the tanker ban off the BC coast, eliminating the oil and gas emissions cap, scrapping the so-called clean electricity regs, the net zero power regs, ending the designation of plastics as toxic, abandoning the net zero car mandate and returning oversight of the industrial carbon tax to the provinces, as well as halting the federal censorship of energy companies.
Just shut up. You had me at hello.
And I think we're here today as a united caucus because we've decided that enough is enough. Development of provincial resources is provincial responsibility, and that includes the development of our transmission and electricity grids. And if we can unite in a common purpose, we can ensure that the rest of Canada hears our voices, that Ottawa should stop interfering.
Well, then we'll have what none of us have ever had before. A country of our own. Unite us. Unite us. Unite the clans.
Because together we believe Alberta and Saskatchewan have an opportunity to speak with one voice to Ottawa, outlining a vision for our country. And we can call for a country that works for all of us. So with that, I'd be happy to turn it over to Premier Moe.
And I would just reiterate all that Premier Smith has said, and said this was a great opportunity for us to bring our caucuses together to discuss the very close alignment that we have in our ambitions to advocate and to represent abroad in markets of interest to both of our provinces and to our nation. And second is to work together and mutually on working alongside what would hopefully be the federal government as well in really correcting some of the regulatory space that we have in this nation when it comes to the development of our natural resources and ultimately getting those resources to the world. The very fact that Bill C-5 has been introduced, which is a bill to legislate around the current regulatory process that we have, I think is an admission that this hard work does have to happen. And so we've been supportive of, yes, prioritizing projects in the short term, which is really a stopgap to fixing the entirety of the regulatory process that we have in Canada so that all projects can move forward. In Saskatchewan, we don't have 1 or 2 or 3 projects that are a priority. We have literally in excess of 100 projects that are a priority for us to continue to be a wealth creator, not only in communities across Saskatchewan, but be a contributing province into a strong, growing nation of Canada. Today was also an opportunity for us, I think, as caucuses from Saskatchewan and Alberta, to discuss some of the differences in that alignment as well. And I had said in Calgary earlier this week, and I'll provide one example, where a port-to-port corridor that I believe should be of the highest priority in the nation of Canada. A port-to-port corridor in Western Canada connecting one of those northwestern Pacific ports to the Hudson Bay would provide the opportunity for us to have access to Asian and European markets for years into the future, for generations into the future. And this is really, I think, a generational strategic project that would provide the opportunity to create wealth, not just in Western Canada, but for all Canadians for literally decades, if not centuries into the future.
Yes! That's awesome!
That opportunity has to be for all products. all products, whether it be hydroelectricity, whether it be expanding our rail access into places like Port Prince Rupert, but it also has to provide the access for the oil and gas industry so that we can expand one of the cleanest and most sustainable oil and gas industries in the world. Some will say in Saskatchewan's case, and this was part of our discussion, if that access is created, it is possible there may not even be Saskatchewan barrels of oil in that particular pipeline that might find its way to the northwest coast. However, the benefit to Saskatchewan people and industries is very direct, and it's tremendous. In the case of immediately, the differential is going to shrink, and Saskatchewan is going to receive a higher price per barrel of oil on every barrel of oil that we ship. Second, it would free up rail capacity for other products like agri-food products, of which we share, potash, which comes from Saskatchewan, and port capacity for those products as well. Third, it would open up the potential for additional egress capacity into the United States, where largely the Saskatchewan barrels of oil do find their home and do find a sale. So more barrels of oil from Saskatchewan, some of the most sustainable oil of its kind in the world, could find its way to the U.S. at a higher price because of the diminished basis due to this nation-building infrastructure that in turn would allow a place like Alberta to literally, as the theme of the conference was earlier this week, dare to double their production of some of the, again, most sustainable product that you can find on Earth of that particular kind of product. And so what a great day, I think, and a great event we had here today, where we were able to bring our respective caucuses together to discuss, where we align, why we align, and why the emphasis of that alignment might be slightly different, but ultimately to have a better understanding of, what is happening in both of our provinces and where our similarities are and where our opportunities to work together are. So thank you, Premier Smith, for bringing the entirety of your caucus one block into Saskatchewan here in Lloydminster, our shared border city.
It was an amazing day.